Welcome to Current Affairs Reader. We are discussing the second part of Ramsar sites in India. Here, we will go through statewise sites. Odisha. Odisha has 6 Ramsar sites. 1. Ansupa Lake, designated as a Ramsar site in 2021. Ansupa Lake is a freshwater lake. It is a horseshoe-shaped oxbow lake, formed by the Mahanadi River. Ansupa Lake provides habitat for Clarias magur, Cyprinus carpio, and Indian skimmer. 2. Chalika Lake, designated as a Ramsar site in 1981, along with Keoladeo National Park. Chalika Lake and Keoladeo National Park are India's first Ramsar sites. Chalika Lake is Asia's largest brackish water lagoon. It is the largest coastal lagoon in India, situated at the mouth of the Daya River. Chalika Lake hosts the only population of Irrawaddy dolphin in India. Chalika Lake was included in the Montreux Record in 1993 and removed in 2002 after its ecological restoration. Thus, Chalika Lake became the first site in Asia officially removed from the Montreux Record. It is part of the Central Asian Flyway and the East Asian Australasian Flyway. East Asian Australasian Flyway. The East Asian Australasian Flyway (EAAF) is one of the world's major migratory bird routes. It extends from the Russian Far East and Alaska, through East Asia and Southeast Asia, to Australia and New Zealand. This flyway covers about 37 countries. It passes through some of the world's most densely populated regions. 3. Harakad Reservoir, designated as a Ramsar site in 2021. It is a man-made wetland. Harakad Reservoir is associated with the largest earthen dam in Odisha. It supports diverse floral and faunal species. 4. Bhitarkanika Mangroves, designated as a Ramsar site in 2002. It is part of the Bhitarkanika Wildlife Sanctuary. Bhitarkanika mangroves are India's second-largest mangrove ecosystem. They protect olive ridley turtles and saltwater crocodiles. 5. Satkoja Gorge, designated as a Ramsar site in 2021. It is a gorge over the Mahanadi River. Satkoja Gorge is a combination of rivers, marshes, and forests, where the eastern Ghats meet the Deccan Peninsula. It is a habitat for tigers and turtles. Satkoja Gorge supports the red-crowned roofed turtle and the Indian narrow-headed softshell turtle. 6. Tampere Lake, designated as a Ramsar site in 2021. Tampere Lake is a freshwater lake. It is a rain-fed lake. Tampere Lake is a habitat for Cyprinus carpio, common pochard, river tern, and common carp. It supports both resident and migratory birds. It is an important part of the Central Asian Flyway. Next, Punjab. Punjab has 6 Ramsar sites. 1. Harike Wetland, designated as a Ramsar site in 1990. It is a freshwater wetland. Harike Wetland is the largest man-made wetland in northern India. It is a shallow water reservoir at the confluence of the Beas and Sutlej rivers. Harike Wetland hosts the only known population of the Indus River dolphin in India. Harike Wetland supports the smooth-coated otter. 2. Kanjli Wetland, designated as a Ramsar site in 2002. Kanjli Wetland is a freshwater wetland. Kanjli Wetland is a man-made wetland. It is situated on the Kali-Bine River, a tributary of the Beas River. It supports winter migrants such as pintails and spot-billed ducks. 3. Nangal Wildlife Sanctuary, designated as a Ramsar site in 2019. It is a human-made reservoir. Nangal Wildlife Sanctuary is part of the Bakra Nangal project in the Shiwalik foothills. It supports the Indian pangolin and Egyptian vulture. It has historical importance. The Indian and Chinese prime ministers formalized the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence here in 1954. 4. Ropar Wetland, designated as a Ramsar site in 2002. Ropar Wetland is a man-made freshwater wetland. It was formed by the construction of a barrage for diversion of water from the Sutlej River. Ropar Wetland supports the smooth Indian otter, hog deer, and Indian pangolin. 5. Beas Conservation Reserve, designated as a Ramsar site in 2019. It has islands, sandbars, and braided channels. Beas Conservation Reserve hosts the only known population of the Indus River dolphin in India. It has also initiated a program for the reintroduction of the gharial. Bees Conservation Reserve supports the hog deer, smooth-coated otter, and Himalayan mahseer. 6. Keshapur Miani Community Reserve, designated as a Ramsar site in 2019. Keshapur Miani Community Reserve is the first notified community reserve in India. It is a combination of marshes, aquaculture areas, and agricultural wetlands. Keshapur Miani Community Reserve is a community-managed natural marsh. It supports the common pochard and spotted pond turtle. It is an important wintering site for waterfowl. Next, Rajasthan. Rajasthan has 5 Ramsar sites. 1. Keoladeo National Park was designated as a Ramsar site in 1981, along with Chilika Lake. It is one of the first Ramsar sites in India. Keoladeo National Park is a complex of 10 artificial seasonal marshes. Its vegetation consists of scrub and open grassland. Keoladeo National Park is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Keoladeo National Park was included in the Montreux Record in 1990. It is an important part of the Central Asian Flyway. It supports the Siberian crane. 2. Sambar Lake was designated as a Ramsar site in 1990. Sambar Lake is India's largest inland saltwater lake. Sambar Lake is fed by 6 seasonal rivers, Metha, Rupangar, Kari, Samad, Mantha, and Kandela. It is a major wintering spot for flamingos. Sambar Lake supports northern pintails, flamingos, and bar-headed geese. About 9% of India's salt production comes from Sambar Lake. 3. Kichin Wetland was designated as a Ramsar site in 2025. It is a desert wetland. Kichin Wetland consists of 2 main water bodies, Ratri Nadi and Bajasagar Talab. It is a wintering site for demoiselle cranes. It is an important stopover for migratory birds on the Central Asian Flyway. It supports the white-rumped vulture, steppe eagle, and Indian vulture. 4. Menor Wetland Complex was designated as a Ramsar site in 2025. It is a freshwater wetland. Menor Wetland is fed by rainwater. It is known as Rajasthan's bird village. Menor Wetland is formed by 3 ponds, Dand, Karoda Talab, and Brahma Talab. It is an important bird area EBA. It supports the long-billed vulture, Sarus crane, and Indian skimmer. 5. Salizar Lake was designated as a Ramsar site in 2025. It is a man-made freshwater wetland. Salizar Lake is located within the buffer zone of the Sariska Tiger Reserve. It supports the Indian pangolin, river tern, and Egyptian vulture. Udaipur in Rajasthan has received the Wetland City accreditation for wetland conservation and protection. Next, Sikkim. Sikkim has only 1 Ramsar site. 1. Ketchiapalri Wetland was designated as a Ramsar site in 2025. It is a high-altitude Himalayan wetland. Ketchiapalri Wetland is surrounded by broad-leaved temperate forests. It has a rich variety of macrophytes, phytoplankton, and zooplankton. It supports the Himalayan black bear, green-tailed sunbird, and Brahmani kite. Next, Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu has 20 Ramsar sites. It is the state with the highest number of Ramsar sites in India. 1. Gulf of Mannar Marine Biosphere Reserve was designated as a Ramsar site in 2022. Gulf of Mannar is the first marine biosphere reserve in South Asia. It contains coral reefs and seagrass beds. Gulf of Mannar is the habitat of the dugong and green sea turtle. It is also the habitat of fishes, dolphins, and seahorses. It was recognized as a UNESCO Man and Biosphere Reserve in 2001. 2. Kanjarankulam Bird Sanctuary was designated as a Ramsar site in 2022. Kanjarankulam Bird Sanctuary is a freshwater wetland. It has vegetation of tropical dry deciduous forest. It is a nesting and breeding habitat for birds. The babool tree provides important nesting grounds. It supports the spot-billed pelican, little egret, and painted stork. 3. Pikavaram Mangrove was designated as a Ramsar site in 2022. It is a mix of freshwater and saltwater, varying with the seasons. Pikavaram mangrove is one of the largest mangrove ecosystems in the world. It is located between the estuaries of the Velar and Kolarun rivers. It is separated from the Bay of Bengal by a sandbar. It supports the olive ridley turtle and the great white-bellied heron. 4. Chitrangudi Bird Sanctuary was designated as a Ramsar site in 2021. It is a freshwater wetland. It is locally known as Chitrangudi Kanmoy. It is an important bird area. Eva. Babool and prosopis trees serve as nesting colonies for herons. It is a wintering ground for migratory birds. It supports the spot-billed pelican, painted stork, and little egret. 5. Kunthankulam Bird Sanctuary was designated as a Ramsar site in 2021. It is a freshwater wetland. It is a human-made wetland. It is a wintering stopover for migratory birds on the Central Asian Flyway. It supports painted storks, flamingos, and bar-headed geese. 6. Karikili Bird Sanctuary was designated as a Ramsar site in 2022. It is a freshwater wetland. Karikili Bird Sanctuary is an important bird area. It supports spot-billed pelicans, spoonbills, and gray herons. 7. Palakaranai Marsh Reserve Forest was designated as a Ramsar site in 2022. It is a freshwater marsh. It supports greater flamingos, Asian open-billed storks, and spot-billed pelicans. 8. Point Kalimer Wildlife and Bird Sanctuary was designated as a Ramsar site in 2002. It contains dry evergreen forest, mangroves, and mudflats. It protects southern India's largest population of Indian blackbuck. It is a nesting ground for the olive ridley turtle. It supports the spot-billed pelican, spoon-billed sandpiper, and flamingos. 9. Karabati Bird Sanctuary was designated as a Ramsar site in 2024. It is a freshwater lake. Karabati Bird Sanctuary is one of the largest inland wetlands in Tamil Nadu. It is a stopover for migratory birds on the Central Asian Flyway. It is a feeding ground for the bar-headed goose and black-headed ibis. It is a breeding habitat for the Indian flap-shelled turtle. It supports the bar-headed goose, painted stork, and oriental darter. 10. Kazubali Bird Sanctuary was designated as a Ramsar site in 2024. It is a shallow wetland. Kazubali Bird Sanctuary is the second largest brackish lake in peninsular India. It is connected to the Bay of Bengal in the north through Uppakali Creek. It is a critical stopover for migratory birds on the Central Asian Flyway. It supports the spot-billed pelican and greater flamingo. 11. Longwood Shola Reserve Forest was designated as a Ramsar site in 2024. It is a freshwater marsh. It is a forested wetland. It is an urban shola forest in the Nilgiris. Shola forest means a tropical montane forest of southern India, usually found in patches separated by grasslands. It is an important bird area. Eva. It supports species endemic to the Western Ghats. It supports the black-chinned laughing thrush, Nilgiri blue robin, and Nilgiri wood pigeon. 12. Nanjarayan Bird Sanctuary was designated as a Ramsar site in 2024. It is a freshwater lake. It is a human-made tank. It is fed by the Nallur River. Nanjarayan Bird Sanctuary supports Indian flapshell turtle and spot-billed pelican. It is a critical stopover for migratory birds on the Central Asian Flyway. 13. Sakarakatai Bird Sanctuary was designated as a Ramsar site in 2024. It is a man-made irrigation tank. Sakarakatai Bird Sanctuary is fed by tributaries of the Vaigai River. It is a feeding and breeding ground for birds during the monsoon season. It is a breeding ground for gray heron, little cormorant, and black kite. Sakarakatai Bird Sanctuary is a stopover site for migratory birds on the Central Asian Flyway. 14. Suchindram Tharur Wetland Complex was designated as a Ramsar site in 2022. It is a freshwater wetland. It is a man-made wetland. Suchindram Tharur Wetland Complex is an important bird area. It is located at the southern tip of the Central Asian Flyway. 15. Udayamarthandapuram Bird Sanctuary was designated as a Ramsar site in 2022. It is a freshwater wetland. It is a human-made wetland. It is part of the Kabri Delta ecosystem. It supports the Asian openbill stork, spot-billed pelican, and painted stork. 16. The Thangal Bird Sanctuary was designated as a Ramsar site in 2024. It is a freshwater wetland ecosystem. The Thangal Bird Sanctuary is fed by the Vaigai and Gundar rivers. It supports the painted stork, Asian openbill, and black-crowned night heron. 17. Baduvor Bird Sanctuary was designated as a Ramsar site in 2022. It is a freshwater wetland. It is a human-made irrigation tank. It is fed by the northeast monsoon and the Veneru River. Baduvor Bird Sanctuary hosts the Eurasian widgeon, northern pintail, and gargany. It supports the painted stork, spot-billed pelican, and oriental darter. 18. Vedanthangal Bird Sanctuary was designated as a Ramsar site in 2022. It is a freshwater lake. It is an important bird area. Vedanthangal Bird Sanctuary supports the Eurasian spoonbill, black-crowned night heron, and painted stork. 19. Bellowed Bird Sanctuary was designated as a Ramsar site in 2022. It is a freshwater wetland. It is a man-made wetland. It is a wintering ground for migratory waterfowl on the Central Asian Flyway. It supports the oriental darter, painted stork, and spot-billed pelican. 20. Bembanur Wetland Complex was designated as a Ramsar site in 2022. It is a human-made wetland. It is an important bird area. Bembanur Wetland Complex is a critical stopover for migratory birds on the Central Asian Flyway. It supports the spot-billed pelican. The remaining sites will be discussed in the next session. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more videos.